Alright, so my business 7x during the last 6 months, and first of all, to prove it, I'm gonna share my screen recording and show you one of my main companies, the Wolf Marketing Ltd, that really holds most of my other companies. I'm even going to refresh the page, and I blurred out most of the numbers, but you can see how much it's grown since July 2023. And believe me, the company exists for a long time now. It has made a large amount of profit and revenue throughout the time it exists. So when I say it's 7x, I mean it went into the nine figures, and that's very big for me, and I guess for most people. Um, and I wanted to do like a video on why and how it happened, and the reason doesn't have to do with any technical aspect. It doesn't have to do with a unique way I found to run any campaign. It doesn't really have to do with one specific offer I found, and it doesn't have to do with the time of year. It has to do with a few other very non-technical stuff. And this is basically the main reason why I decided to write the book. It's pretty funny that I wrote the book and then it happened, but I guess even I had to learn and summarize for myself, what happened. Um, so that's the reason why the book is very non-technical also, so it's basically I gathered everything I learned about relationships, businesses, conferences, and a lot of psychology and stuff that I went to therapy and learned. And it really is your shortcut to everything I went through. It's meant for you to save money, it's meant for you to save time and mostly suffering. So that's pretty big. And I'm going to share a very small summary of just a part of the reason I was able to do it. And it's going to be, really summarized because I can go into each part probably and really dive deeper into it. But it has to do with a few things. First of all, choosing the right friendships and partnerships, knowing when to listen to your gut feeling and whom to avoid, basically. If you manage to really conquer and reach the point where you master all of these things I just said, choosing the right friendships and partnerships in life and in business, knowing when and who to listen to your gut feeling, and who you want to avoid as a friend, as a business partner, as someone who you spend time with. So the first part is basically cleaning your life from toxic people. People who are time wasters, people who are always cynical, super pessimistic about anything as well. And this is really a refining moment in my life when I realized that you also want to kill out of your life or remove out of your life people who don't allow you to grow next to them. So anyone who's limiting your growth or limiting your development as a person needs to go out. The other part is that I learned throughout the year that you really want to listen to your gut feeling. That's a big part. So basically, this has been one of the hardest lessons for me because everyone knows that they should have listened to their gut feeling in hindsight, but it's very hard to listen to it, to know how to interpret it while you're being naive, while someone is scamming you, while someone is, not really aligning with your interests or whatever you want to do. So that has been a big part of that as well. So learning it is one thing, and moving it into the automated part where you really recognize it on the spot and really act on the situation accordingly, that's a very different skill set that it took a lot of time for me to learn. So because I had so many times I had that feeling and I didn't act on it, just to find out that I was super sorry about it later. So I really created these rules that I implement on any situation or business deal, and I'll make a separate video on some of these rules a bit later. But at the end of the day, it's something that if you know that you're inside a situation, something really smells fishy, and that person doesn't really, the deal, something is missing. It's very hard to explain that feeling, but everyone knows what I'm talking about when it's inside their gut feeling. Even if you had to go through, lose a bunch of money, lose a bunch of friends or relationships or business opportunities, and then go back and understand that feeling had to do with that. Basically, what I try and do is take a few steps back, dig deeper into the deal, dig deeper into that person, do a bigger or deeper due diligence. So that is a very, very big thing. I go deep, I try and understand who the person is, what the deal is about, the project, am I being scammed, really dig deeper into that. So for example, if someone wants to do a meeting over a meeting and things don't really move quickly enough, or take a lot of time to sign a contract, it takes a while for him, he always has excuses, I'll remind myself that some of the best deals that I closed had to do after a very short meeting, and even without a contract right away. So that's a big thing. The last thing goes into, I really learned this year to understand that the people hang around with have to do a lot with them. So I always had that sentence that my parents taught me, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. But I think that taking it a step further, or a step into a deeper kind of like profound meaning, it's like, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you're going to be. And understanding that and taking that into business and into partnerships, you understand that if someone is even dating someone who's like fishy, someone who's like a bitch or a scammer or something like that, then that tells you a lot about that person. If that person hangs around with people who are scammers, it's very easy to understand and get away from these kinds of people. So the last part is creating deals where the interests are aligned, meaning both sides win, and not just thinking about your interest about the deal or something like that. That means that whenever we talk about an affiliate type of model or an agency, I really try and look at what makes sense for both sides and that is sustainable throughout a longer period of time. So for example, if I'm an agency, I'll try and run on a profit share, and I define in a very, very specific way what we define as revenue that comes in, what we define as spend that comes out. So we have the specific definition of a profit share, and I don't take any percentage, or I try not to take any percentage of the ad spend, because I don't want the client to lose money when I make money. So that way really our interests are aligned. So this is just a few examples on things I check and that allow me to really clear time, and mostly spiritually my energy, that really allows me to focus on making money throughout a longer period of time. I talk about this and much more on my book, and I really wanted to share that. That has been such a big thing. So make sure that you get the book. If you get the book on Amazon, leave a review. If you want to make sure that other people enjoy from the knowledge that I managed to gather throughout the time that I'm in business and in digital marketing, please make sure that you share these videos. Please make sure that you share the book. And thank you so much.